Medieval life was not the pathetic, filthy, and dark world often portrayed in movies. Instead, it was a far more nuanced time, filled with people who were resourceful, practical, and surprisingly ordinary, much like people in any other era. Let's start with the biggest myth. Medieval people were constantly dirty. People did bathe, soap was known, and public bathhouses existed in several European towns. Cleanliness mattered, although standards varied depending on wealth, location, and period. As for survival, most people depended on agriculture. A bad harvest could lead to hunger, and when combined with war or rising food prices, it could create serious problems. Families had no modern medicine, supermarkets, or refrigeration to protect them when things went wrong. Now let's dispel another myth. Peasants were simply slaves. Most were poor, but they were not slaves. Many could own animals, tools, land, and goods, and some had legal rights. Their lives were difficult, but medieval society was far more complex than the image of a powerful king ruling over completely powerless peasants. Castles were also not always enormous stone fortresses. Early castles could be simple wooden structures surrounded by earthworks. Even large stone castles were not necessarily luxurious palaces. Many were cold, crowded, and uncomfortable. And knights were not always noble champions. They were trained warriors who fought for land, wealth, political power, or loyalty. Their armor was expensive, but it was also highly effective. A fully armored knight could still move and fight surprisingly well. Medieval medicine was complicated too. Doctors sometimes used treatments we now know could be harmful, including bloodletting. But they also observed diseases, developed hospitals, studied ancient medical texts, and preserved knowledge. They were not simply ignorant. They were trying to understand the human body with the knowledge available to them. The Middle Ages were not a fantasy world of glorious knights, but neither were they an endless nightmare of dirty peasants. They were a complex human era. People fell in love, raised children, managed money, celebrated festivals, worked, traded, and faced hardships. And many of the things they built, invented, and believe still influence our world today. If you enjoyed this journey through the Real Middle Ages, subscribe for more stories about the people, myths, and decisions that shaped our world.